Okay, we are going to do my little book reading haul since January to April. So what, 5 months? I have not read that many books. I will not lie. I've been trying to get more into reading, but like in April only one book because I hit a really big rut. So I think I've read 8 books. And you'll see that I have my little note thing in here that I'll be reading off my review and what I've done because I've been keeping track of it. So let's just get started. Lily's book reviews. Okay, so the first book that I read in January was Where He Can't Find You. This was a library book, so I do not have a book to show up, right? I do have my big pile of books in front of me, but I got this one from the library, so I do not have. It was by Darcy Coates. And it was like, I have a little description. It was about Abby, this girl named Abby and her friends live in this town, like almost like Stranger Things vibe. They have tons of disappearances. There's like an underground like monster type thing, and her sister gets taken and they have to figure out what took her and like how to save her, right? I honestly think this book deserves more hype. I feel like you see a lot of booktubers talking about all these other books that are like popular, which you're gonna see a couple in here. This one needs more hype. I give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really, really good. I honestly think I would even put it at a 9 out of 10 or 4.5 out of 5 if you're gonna do it like that. Okay, second book. I wanted to read with my friends, like some type of book club, because especially since in February I read a lot of books. So this was The We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. We read it as a group. And basically my description is that this girl named Cadence gets into an accident on like an island. She comes back years later. Oh wait, just ignore my couple of nails. My problem was last night and my nails have been slowly falling off now since. And she goes back to like a private island because she's rich and she's trying to figure out kind of what happened to her and what's going on, right? There was a lot of hype around. I know this used to be a book talk book, like an old book talk book, but it was awful. It was awful until the last 5 pages, and that saved it from what it would be a 2 out of 10 or a 0 out of 5 to a 6 out of 10 or a 2 out of 5. It saved it. And do I recommend reading this book so you can just read the ending? You know what? No. We're just not going to even try. Alright, so that was February. And another book I read in February is I started the series of the Scythe. Oh, I had the option to read this sophomore year of high school and I never did, but I decided to read it finally because my brother owns the book. So most of these books you see here I actually did not buy. I thrifted We Were Liars and the other one because I think we shouldn't, like, books are kind of just like non-assets you won't really use that much, and I think it's a collector's thing because you want to keep collecting them, so I've been trying to use them. This is my brother's, Neil Susterman, very known book, and it's basically about how humanity, the death of humanity has been conquered, and now Scythes do the killing to keep the population kind of even though it's not even close to being even. And it's about these 2 kids, Citrus and Rowan, who are going to be chosen to be a future Scythe. This was a 9 out of 10 book. I actually think this book was no, actually I have a book that was a 10 out of 10, but this was a good 9 out of 10 read. And then after that, I read this book, which actually got me into a reading rut at the time. I think I did a TikTok about it. And this was also a February book. And it was Thunderhead, Neil Susterman, and it was just like, I'm trying to I don't know how to explain it without like spoiling it, but like, to say the least, Rowan's on the run. Citra and Marie are fighting for a better future. And the other 2 sentences I have here are spoilers, so we're just gonna keep that. I give this a 7 out of 10 because it did start my reading right. I thought it was still good, I just could not get through it. Next one, also a library book. It was The Reappearance of Rachel Price This was my 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 book. I was very invested in it, which was really hard, especially since the Thunderhead got me into a reading rut. It was really hard to get back into it. But after, I started, I was only 2 pages in, and then I got 11 pages in, right? And it was really, really slow for the beginning to get in it, but right after, I read it very fast. It's by Holly Jackson, and basically Belle's mom disappeared a while ago, and then I feel like this isn't a spoiler because most of the book is about it, but her mom kind of comes back, and it's about something's not adding up, right? I give it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. Okay, next, a book talk book. I got Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I was really trying not to, but I don't read smut very often, so I read it, and my description was smut book between Scarlett and Lucas, and it's swimmer and divers at Stanford and about their competitions. There honestly was not that much plot to this book. Do I still think it was good? Yes, it said it was me freaky. It was not freaky. I mean, I think it depends on your interpretation as freaky, but I don't think it was super, maybe a little, but not super. Okay, next book. I forget what month this was, but it was The Toll by Neil Schlesserman. My description again was just kind of vague. A lot happens, belongs shore. Rowan and Caesar disappear into somewhere to start a new start. Something. Anyway, that's my vague spoiler because I feel like it's not that much of a spoiler if you don't know what's going on in this book. Okay, next attempted book. So, let's just say I was doing college tours at Bridgewater in Virginia, and I was going over, and there's a big book fair, and we were allowed to, my mom was like, you guys can have 3 books I will pay for, right? It's great. I think I have 4 books. And one of the books I got was The Blue Ticket. I DNF'd it. I thought it looked really good because it's kind of like Handmaid's Tale about women, and I thought also the way that I was describing it, let's read something the lottery. Kala knows how the lottery works. Everyone does. On the first day of your first bleed, you report to the station to learn what kind of woman you will be. So it sounded interesting. When you get your period, when you're finally a woman, you get to go and see if you'll have freedom, independence, or you will have to have kids. So I thought the plot was very interesting. The writing, the style of the writing, I did not like. And especially as a dyslexic, I could not read it. And so I DNF'd this book. And also, I should have already DNF'd it right when I, not even started it, when I looked at the Goodreads things, and they were saying, it's a wannabe Handmaid's Tale. I think I got into page 64, and I gave up. Last book so far is The Counselors. Yes. By Jessica Goldman. I also got this book at the book fair. I'm trying to read all my books. I don't have that many, so, trying to read some. But it's basically about the main character, Goldie, and her ex dies on camp, and she's trying to figure out what happened. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I mean, I don't feel like it was a full 8, but it was actually really, really good, and I felt like as a teenager, you can kind of see the teenager vibes with them. A lot of people were hating on the characters in Goodreads, and I honestly did not think any of the characters were that bad. I think they're teenagers. Teenage girls sometimes are selfish. It happens. I think everyone's a little selfish sometimes, so I don't think, as a teenage girl, I don't think that any of them I really looked at and was like, that they're awful people. Yeah. So the next books I'm going to try to be on my TBR is, I have it somewhere, not with me right now. I'm going to read the new Hunger Games book that came out. I own a Hunger Games book, and I have not read any of them. So it's because I saw the movie before I read the book, and I knew that I could not do that. So this time I'm making sure that I read the book before I watch the movie so that I will be even able to read the book. And then I have 2 other books that I also got from the book thing to finish up. Thank you so much for watching this very long haul of, not even that long actually, it was only a couple books of what I've read in the past 5 months. Hopefully we'll get an update. I probably will be at the end of the year when I'm in college. Crazy. Bye.